Hey, thanks for clicking on another video. Before we jump into the sharpening, just wanted to tell you about a sale Olight's having and the release of their new Bailout S. Their firearms light, and this is, I've been running the Valkyrie, the PL Pro for a few years now on my Mossberg 500 here, and it's really cool, but this option is a more compact option with more features. Now you can see the PL Pro is a much larger light. It sits a touch lower actually on the rail, but it's quite a bit longer and wider than the Bailout there. Both have magnetic charging, both have quick release, this cam style design, so that it locks on your rail. Now, the PL Pro is 1500 lumens and it has three options. It has push on, push off, so it'll go off just like pressure mode. It has constant on and strobe warning. Hit that pause button if you can't take that in, but double squeeze and you have strobe, which is cool in itself. Now with the Bailout S, we have the flashlight, although less lumens at 800 lumens versus 1500 for the PL Pro. But something really cool with this one, you have this selector switch here for modes here, and you have a laser, which is really, really cool. The adjustments are right here, as you can see on the side. You can set your left, right, up, down. You have a laser. Or if you switch to center mode when you turn on, it's going to be too bright to see, but you have laser beam mixed with the flashlight. So head over to the website. I'll add a link down below there so you can check it out. Check out some of their other products if you're not interested in this. Let's get on with the sharpening content. Okay, let's have a look at one of the coolest knives that I have seen. This was the first time this was sent in by a customer. This knife is brand spanking new from Benchmade. It's a Bailout. Hadn't even heard of it, honestly. You can see the serial number there, CPM M4 steel. Have not black class. I have not worked with M4 before. But let's have a look. Honestly, my jaw fell open when I saw it and felt it because it is so good. Look at that. Oh, it has like a DLC coating. So this is, not sure if you can hear that, highly textured. It's like a DLC or almost like an acid etch finish, very chalky. Probably picks up dirt. You can kind of see how it picks up like oils from your skin, which is fine. It'll just wear nicely, but so nice. All like gloss blued accents. Very thin, ultra light knife. Nice deep carry pocket clip. Got the axis lock. Look at this protrusion here for a lanyard. Glass breaker. Sheesh, this thing is just so nice. Let's have a look. This is Tanto. Not a huge fan of Tanto grind knives, but love that coating. And I'm guessing, I haven't looked it up yet, guessing you could get this in a standard blade shape as well. Tanto is usually an option, so. Oh, so nice. So everything except for the Tanto blade, which is not my favorite. Sorry, John. I don't think he'll be offended. Except for the Tanto blade, this is just so good. Pretty much near perfect knife for me. Feels perfect in the hand. Perfect traction, color choices. So good. We're digging out the microscope today because I just want to show you what is pretty standard for a factory knife like this. And this is not a $50 knife from a hardware store or something. Like this is a beautiful knife, but this is what you will get from Benchmade. And this is not, like, I don't want to confuse anyone or cast any bad vibes or criticism, because this is not such a bad edge. You know, this will probably pop hairs on your arm. This will dice through paper. It's just a very coarse, toothy edge, which is quite standard. To go any higher would take a lot of extra work in terms of manufacturing the knife. And most people, an edge like this might actually be better because those teeth will give you the performance of a working edge for a longer time. Those teeth will scratch and tear and claw their way through most materials for a long time, and you won't notice the degradation because it'll still have those teeth. Those teeth will just get more gnarly and beat up and dented up over time. Look at those deep scratches though. Those teeth will just get more gnarly over time, and you won't see that big of loss in performance in your knife. Which probably goes into some of the thinking behind an edge like this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you remove this edge right away and refine it? Or is this fine for you? Now for curiosity's sake, let's make sure it will cut paper. Yeah. Try to convey it to you guys. Look at those, see those paper fibers? See how the cut is kind of a little bit coarse, a little bit rough? See that texture? It's kind of what you get. You see on a microscopic level, those little hairs kind of coming off the paper. That's what you expect from a coarser edge like that. Just it's not slick. See that edge? Now this part of the process can be, especially for young sharpeners, very unnerving. This is a brand new blade that doesn't belong to me, that's coated, that needs a little bit of aggressive work there to bring that edge in. So this can be pretty intimidating. So really take your time. But if you're in the learning steps, I would not touch a knife like this. Practice on cheap knives. I bought a lot of like dollar store knives and stuff, junk. But we're going to put on what is roughly, remember that shadow technique? Tip your blade up till that shadow disappears on your edge. There we have our edge. So we're going to just do a couple passes. You notice I've taped that because I don't want to ding the, if I click the edge of that handle in, I don't want to ding that coating on there. We're just going to do very, very small steps and evaluate our work. Small steps and evaluate our work. What's happening there now? Something else to think about or to bring up here when sharpening a tanto. I have gotten over the last several years, or since I started putting out content on the internet, a lot of questions about how to sharpen a tanto knife. How do you sharpen a tanto? Just treat it like you have two knives, two edges. Sharpen this because this is a sharp break. This should be one edge, two edge. So there's no rounding. There's no, if you do, you'll destroy the tanto shape. You'll work that out very quickly. So we have a little taper upwards at the hilt of the blade, so we'll have to pay attention there now to get that. Just taking lots of looks. Evaluate your work. See if you are laying down and wearing away at that coating. You can already see by the color difference there that we've put in some good work there. Nice steel. I'm not sure what the properties are of the M4 steel, but this kuromaku is eating it up. Piece of cake. Switch sides there now. Just to give you some idea there, this tanto edge up here is a 320 grit kuromaku, and this is a factory grind, so quite coarse. Look at the striations there and the lack thereof on this side. $1,000 Shapton glass. What did you think after having a look under that microscope? What do you think would be the grit of the factory Benchmade? Probably like 120, 180, something like that. But like I said, that can perform really well for plenty of EDC tasks. You can see it diced paper, so you can still impress your friends like that, especially the ones who don't know the difference. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a nice experience. My favorite stone on this beautiful knife. What a joy. What a privilege today that I get to do this on this beautiful knife. Thank you, John. and get paid to do it. Imagine that. These ceramic stones really perform well. I can tell this steel is pretty hard just by how it skates a little more easily across the stones than some of the steels I'm used to working with. Doesn't abrade very quickly. Still up near that, right at the heel of the blade there, we've got this upwards crook. I don't know if it's supposed to be there. Could just be in the sharpening. They just took a little dip, just dropped the, they just ran the spine in a little bit and kind of curved that up. Quick stone cleanup before the last passes on the 1000. Just watch this, look at the stone. Oh, that is pure. If you've been watching a while, you know my process now. Switch to cutting strokes only. Nice full passes. Being mindful of form. Trying to take in that heel there, that sweep at the back. Not counting strokes, nothing like that. Up on that tanto there now. There we go. Let's see how the Aotoshi likes the M4 steel. Just gonna scuff the surface here, take that glaze off the top. Nice fresh particle. I'm telling you, you gotta get yourself a dressing stone. If you don't, your nice stones you have are not gonna perform for you. We'll just have a quick look here now just to see how it's doing, because that Aotoshi is not a ceramic stone. So it's not going to cut quite as fast, but we'll see. Probably have to work it a little bit harder than usual. But it's still a very hard stone. I'm going to finish off here on the Nanowatt Professional 5000. This knife doesn't need it. It's just gleaming with that 2000, but I like the hardness of this stone. Just seems like it's gives a little crisper finish. I really like it, so we're just gonna give it a few light passes. Just work it a little bit, keep a little bit of pressure more up towards that apex. You can see that. Look at that light glistening. Lovely. Not a whole lot of work on this stone. Obviously going a little more for aesthetics with this beautiful knife. Couple passes here on a compounded strap. Again, those aesthetics, that'll just help blend some of those scratches together there. Now, of course, you could spend an hour there removing every one of those little micro scratches. But that's certainly not needed, because the first few things you cut, as soon as you rip through a piece of cardboard, you're going to reintroduce them anyways. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? And that's how it looks to the naked eye in the harshest of light. Just direct sunlight. I'm stood right in front of the window there now. Isn't that lovely? So that's it for this video. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Leave me a comment down below. I'd really love to hear what you guys think about those coarse grinds coming on these, well, on any knife from factory, but especially these real, what I would consider high-end knives. For some of you, it might take a Rockstead to be considered a high-end knife, but for me, this would be a very expensive high-end folder. Very different experience there now. Slick. Paper, the cuts aren't fibrous, they're nice and smooth, very little drag. Lovely. I just think this is an absolute stunning knife from Benchmade. John, thanks for sending it in, buddy. Just beautiful. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.